Hey friends, welcome to yet another episode of Cosmic Besties. This is your go-to space for deep and soulful conversations that feel like hanging out with your best girlfriends, aka me and Cristy. Whether you're a seasoned spiritual seeker or just dipping your toes into the mystical for the first time, we want you to feel comfortable coming here to ask your questions, to connect on all these topics like past lives, manifestation, dreams, intuition, astrology, quantum physics, oracle readings, channeled messages, and so much more. We are really excited about our retreat coming up at the end of May on Saturday, May 31st in St. Louis. So today's episode is going to give you a sneak peek into one of the elements we'll be incorporating into the retreat. So, in the last episode, you got to experience another sneak peek on oracle readings. And this one, we're actually going to do a sneak peek on channeled messages. So the lovely Christiana is going to channel a message for me today.
Yeah. So this is something that we are going to be doing at the retreat. We'll be doing a group channeling experience. So you'll have a chance to ask your questions. It's it's one of my favorite things to do. Sometimes I actually have to put like almost like a cap on, like up, like not like an actual cap, but just like a metaphorical cap. Because messages are constantly coming through for me. Like Kelly and I were talking even before we started this, and she was like, "Yeah, like let's channel a message." And immediately already like her guides were speaking to me. So if you have things that are on your heart and you're shy and you don't necessarily like want to maybe voice it to everybody, chances are when we do this collective kind of, I don't know, sisterhood moment, your message is going to be answered. It's going to come through. Your guides are going to show up, and it's going to be really magical.
I'm excited for all of these wonderful, fierce females who are going to join us to experience this gift. And I'm also excited today to hear what my guides want you to tell me.
Yeah, no, it's going to be fun. And then I also think one of the things that we're incorporating in like the intuition part, where we're teaching you how to really learn to trust your own intuition, is I'm going to teach you how you can start channeling yourself, because everybody is a channel. It's just figuring out how to kind of open that part so that you're able to receive the downloads and receive the messages. And a lot of it's just learning to trust your soul.
I love that.
So, but let's go ahead and channel a message for Kelly. Kelly, do you have a specific question, or do you just want to know kind of like what your guides have in mind for you? Like it's totally up to you.
Yeah, let's keep it open-ended. Let's just see whatever they're dying to tell you to tell me today. I'm kind of
Okay.
curious.
All right. So I'm going to have you close your eyes and let's just all arrive together, taking a deep breath. Feeling into each other's energy, calling in a column of brilliant white light of protection, receiving messages that are for Kelly's highest and greatest good only, inviting in any being to come from the highest form of light and love, all of Kelly's spirit guides, my guides, our ancestors and angels. What messages do you have for Kelly? What is her soul needing to hear? So I'm being shown almost like a tree of life. To me, it looks as though um, it's almost like on this like ancient like papyrus paper, and it looks like a family tree, which means that I feel like you're almost like healing, um, like going back and healing ancestral lineage just by you showing up the way you're showing up in this world. And your guides are saying to continue doing what you're doing. There's a feeling of like frustration. I'm seeing almost like a branch that's breaking where you feel frustrated that almost sometimes you're the one who's doing all the healing work. And they're saying that by you doing this, you're healing not only past generations, but future generations and generations on other timelines. So like great granddaughters down the road, past great 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 grandmothers, you are like healing this lineage. Um, one of the things they're showing me is that when you loop with certain stories, it's for you to gain ultimate clarity in who you are as a soul. And the color yellow, I know you're wearing yellow here now, that is going to be almost like a power color. Um, and especially working on those like solar plexus. They're showing me your solar plexus just need a little extra energy, a little extra love right now, making sure you're really releasing those ties, specifically though from past. Not right now. They're showing me your boundaries are really strong right now. Your aura is really strong. They're like praising you on how you are able to strengthen and keep your aura so strong, but they're saying there's things from the past that you have held on that are stuck. It's stuck ancient DNA. They're showing me almost as though it's like ancient lineage, this lineage that is inside of you. It stays dormant in your DNA, and they're saying that it needs to be released through your solar plexus. So working on that, almost going back in time and through it, how you release. Mm, is through acceptance of you, of your heart, of who you are, acceptance of the past. When things trigger you in this moment, in this present life, a lot of it is attached to wounds from the past, wounds from ancestral lineage, wounds from past lives, wounds from things that hurt you in your childhood. And they're saying that this is no longer your story, and to release, imagine them as strings coming out of your solar plexus and releasing. And recognizing the first is acceptance, recognizing this is not who I am. This is not my path. This is not my baggage. And when you do that, your tree grows and it's green and vibrant and healthy because you're doing the work, and you're doing the work for all these generations. I keep bringing it up. All these generations. Like I can see almost like it's like you standing on a line, and behind you are all these generations of your family and past lives and every single soul that has touched you. And then going forward are all of the future generations that are coming from you, but also future timelines of you on different timelines. And just by you in this present life, by healing these triggers and you really doing that healing work that you've been doing, it's healing all of it. It's almost like this blanket. And when you do that, your tree just blossoms and grows, and you're going to feel so much better. I almost see it's like your tree grows. They're showing, yeah, like you're like laying the foundations of the bricks for for the future right now. Don't get frustrated because everything is flowing to you, because your angels, your guides, they recognize that you are doing the work. And as long as you accept yourself, as long as you continue to focus on yourself, center yourself, then these bricks will continue to be laid almost effortlessly without you having to exert any effort. It won't be as hard because you have done the work. Okay, I'm going to pull out of this channel. Sending back the column of brilliant white light, thanking our guides and angels and all of our ancestors and all of the beings of light who chose to send down messages for Kelly. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Release. Okay. That was weird. I was like almost channeling somebody. It was some other being that was coming through.
Did it feel like so it felt like another being?
Yeah, like it felt like it's normally when it happens is usually my higher self, or it's like one of my guides or your guides. This felt like I could feel like a stream of energy coming through me, and it just felt like almost angelic, like very sweet and soft and light. But they were like, this is what she needs to know.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Well, I asked a few ascended masters to step in and uh guide you if they had messages for me. So to me, that's confirmation that that
Yeah.
actually worked.
That's crazy. There's definitely a lot like going through and that we can unpack. And I think when you're here for the retreat with us, what we would do is channel the messages, and then I could kind of explain maybe more or less what I think these messages could be meaning, what like the deeper symbolism is. Like for you, a symbol was this tree of life, but also connected to like kind of like a an ancestry tree, right?
Mhm.
But it kind of encompassed all of the generations and all of the different timelines. So it was like your past and like your ancestry and your past lives, and also like all of the future generations that you're producing right now. Um, and then also you on other timelines. It's like just this one current timeline where your conscience is healing everything else. And so even when you feel tired, and even when you're like, I don't feel like doing the healing work anymore for today, they're like, continue to do it, because it's almost as if like this is like, to me it felt like a soul calling, like your soul chose this life so that you could heal the past and also make the future better for future use and future um family members.
I love that. So for our listeners or folks watching, um, I have the Tree of Life referenced. Like I have little images of that all over my home, and I even have one in the car. And I
Oh my
was staring
gosh,
at it this morning. So it's like a little it's a little circle like coin, and in it you can put there's a piece of felt and you can put essential oils. But I was staring at that little Tree of Life on the car ride home today, and
that's so crazy.
yeah, and
So
so
that must be a symbol for you. Because sometimes when I'm channeling, things come through as like a code, as like a symbol. And even though like the literal representation may mean something, when you look at it symbolically, it could mean something else to you. So if you feel a connection to that tree of life in a different way than what like I was channeling for you, I would um I would go with what your gut's telling you.
I think it's just those my spirit team tends to use that as little moments of synchronicity. So I know that I need to pay attention.
Yeah. Little
And
signposts.
yeah, little signposts. It's like when you're on a hike and you see, the little trail marker to know you're on the right track. Like for me, that's what that image is. But also what you said, I connect to very deeply. Yesterday I went on a little walk, and there's a forested path that I go on after I get through my neighborhood, and there's a tree that I go sit under. And I was feeling really tired and annoyed that like I'm the person putting in all the work.
Oh, that's so funny. Your guys, they heard you, Kelly, and they're like, "We get it, girl. We feel for you, but keep doing it."
Yeah. Yeah. One of the trees I visit, like I very much feel that that tree helps energize me. And then one of the morning meditations I've been doing is like kind of connected to um my familial tree of life. So
Oh,
lots of affirmations for you that like you were connecting to spirit, and that message was for me. So it definitely resonated.
I love that so much. I feel honored, and I'm really glad that that was able to come through. The bricks thing was interesting too, because I feel like for you that was almost like they were trying to show you that your even though it feels like sometimes like little movement forward, that you're actually like laying the groundwork for your future. So um don't get frustrated when like it feels like it's just like a little step forward, because it's creating like this energetic path for you to go down, basically.
Yeah. So, and that resonates super strongly too, because I was getting lots of channeled messages for myself this morning while I was working out at the gym. And I was like, all I want to do is work out. But like, it was like, write these things down in my phone. So I like write them down so I don't forget them. But they were little nuggets that I need to know for things I want to make sure I like communicate as I like write my book and things like that. But um, where was I going with this? There was
Oh,
something.
we were talking about like the bricks and laying the foundation.
Oh, yes, yes. Thank you. Okay, so I was sitting there as I was staring at that little tree of life thing, and I'm like, oh, I should add some more essential oils to that. I was feeling like, as much as I did a meditation this morning to like not connect to guilt, like to kind of let it go. But I was stepping into that vibration again. I was feeling guilty. I was like, gosh, like I need to be moving faster. Like, the saboteur voices
Oh,
in my head were like,
I have
you
like
need
goosebumps.
need to move faster, need to do more. And like the thought that then popped into my head was, no, like even if you could just do something for 10 minutes every single day that makes you feel like you're taking a step forward, that's progress. And like the message for me was like, don't rush things. Like,
Oh, I love that.
so
So to me, that's just like, it's almost as though whoever I was channeling or whatever I was channeling, what being of light, um, was giving, it wasn't so much like messages that you didn't already know. It was almost like giving you confirmation to the things that you were already intuitively like knowing.
yeah, yeah. And I find that that happens a lot. It's sort of like I tend to be fairly skeptical, right? Like a
Yeah.
scientific minded individual, like on my
It's hard to
journey.
wrap your mind around something that you can't
Yeah.
tangibly feel or see.
Yeah. So spirit is often giving me confirmation of stuff. It's like, okay, fine. We're just gonna keep doing this. Like you don't believe us when we tell you, so we're just gonna have other people give you signs. Or that's where like my clear audience comes into play. Like I'll get a message and I'm like, okay, cool. Put it on the shelf for now. And then a song will come on the radio and it's like, come on, dummy, listen up.
Yeah. I think you're definitely not alone in that. Like, I know it's certainly that happens to me as well. And I would say the majority of people, like when you ignore that initial like aha moment or the sign that comes through for you, you're just going to be getting more and more and more until like you kind of wake up and you're like, oh, okay, like this is actually not just a coincidence. This isn't actually just something that's happening. Like there's a deeper meaning, a deeper resonance within it.
Yeah, yeah, 100%.
Yeah. So you're on
Well,
the right path. You're doing the work, you're doing what you're doing. And that was all confirmation for your little soul.
nice. I love it. I love it. Um, for those of you listening, watching, if you thought that was an interesting experience and you want to experience it for yourself, then Cristy and I would love to invite you to come join us. So on Saturday, May 31st, in St. Louis, we'll be gathering together specifically at Creve Coeur Lake Park. We're gonna enjoy nature together, and we want you to come join us to experience channeled messaging, to experience oracle readings, which were in a past episode that we did, to experience the sisterhood that we experience with each other. It's awakening can be a journey, and it's so much better when you have other souls who can awaken next to you and with you, and you have that support system.
Yeah. I also think that um it can be like a really lonely journey to do it alone. And a lot of times I think we feel like we're in it alone, like we're on our own little island. I know I felt that way before in my own struggles. And I wrote on my Instagram like a little post about kind of my own struggles and overcoming them and just like the lessons that I've learned and tied it into the retreat. So if you missed that, you can go on my Instagram and look at it. But I actually got a message from somebody who was like, thank you so much for sharing your journey because I'm going through this too. And she just basically felt like she wasn't alone in it. And I'm like, you're not alone. I mean, what you and I went through, we're not the only two either. There's, thousands and thousands of other women who are also struggling with a similar struggle or issue. So sometimes I think just being with somebody who has, even if it's a different struggle, but just knowing that like they're going through their own stuff too,
Mhm.
that can provide so much healing, which is what we're hoping you're going to get out of this. We're hoping that not only is it going to be fun and like mystical and magical and all of those things, but I also hope that it's going to be really healing and just like that those connections that women make, it's going to change your life. I will that is something I 100% believe and I will stand by that statement. It's going to heal the parts of yourself that you didn't even know you needed healed.
I love that. So, if you're feeling called to join us, scan that QR code that you're seeing on the screen. That will take you to the Eventbrite website where you can choose to register there. Or if you don't want to pay the extra fees, you can reach out to Cristy directly on her social media, or me directly on my social media, or email us at cosmicbesties@gmail.com. And we're happy to register you outside of the Eventbrite system. And you can Venmo or PayPal for your registration. So it is quite a deal. We wanted to make this affordable for a new wave of fierce females. So we're only charging $555 for a whole 5 hour event with her time, my time, coffee, snacks, a lunch, and some amazing gifts. So when you factor in the value, it's definitely upwards of $3,500, but we wanted to share an amount with you.
Yeah, I think there's going to be workshops, there's going to be coaching sessions, there's going to be all of the kind of modern woo-woo things that we do and we talk about on this podcast, as well as the different gifts that we have that we want to share with you. There's going to be time for connection, time for stories, um, and also some movement because Kelly is a certified Zumba instructor. So I'm really excited about that because I just think dancing is so much fun.
Yeah, I'm excited about that too. We'll definitely move our bodies and release some of that energy that's no longer serving us in a super fun way. So, for those of you who may have missed getting out there and dancing, this will be your opportunity to do it in a safe space and have fun with like-minded females.
Yeah.
Um,
And you
and
don't have to be a dancer either.
oh,
'Cause I'm
definitely.
not I'm not a dancer, but I still love moving my body that way.
Yes, yeah. You do not have to be a dancer. You could be an absolute beginner who's never done Zumba at all, and you'll still have fun. One thing Christy and I did want to share with you is if you register before Cinco de Mayo, so the 5th of May, we'll have an extra special free gift for you. So it's your own little awakening package with a crystal and your little mini oracle deck of your own and some other goodies. I won't tell you about all of them because we do want some of it to be a surprise, but we would love for you to register. So feel free to reach out.
Yeah, come join us.